be honest, this footage is a couple of months old at this point. I've been sitting on it, thinking about the story I wanted to tell, but as the saying goes, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. So here goes. Back in May, my dad came to visit me in Minnesota. It was his first time ever in the US, so we did all the quintessential American things: a baseball game, diner breakfast. Of course, we had to go to a basketball game. After all, he's the reason I grew up playing. Then we had Minnesota staples like the Institute of Art and the ubiquitous Mall of America. But one of the things I was most excited to show him was the North Shore. It's by far my favourite place in the state, so we booked an Airbnb and spent a few days up there. My love of the outdoors probably stems from my dad spending every second he could when I was growing up outside, usually running up a hill. Cue Kate Bush. That history definitely meant it was fun to spend some time, just the two of us, experiencing the great outdoors Minnesota has to offer. We were fortunate to time his trip before the trail to Bean and Bear Lake shut down, and it's one of my absolute favourite hikes to do here, and despite some mud in places, it was as good as it always is. My dad enjoyed it too. We spent the rest of the time exploring some of my other go-to spots up north, all the usual places people go to. Most importantly, we got to skip some stones together. But maybe the highlight of the trip was the evening I spent essentially interviewing him to hear his life story. There were a lot of things he told me that I either didn't know or had long since forgotten, especially stories about my mum. The content was extremely personal, particularly for my dad, so I'm afraid I won't be sharing any of that here, but here's a couple of clips of us sat out on the deck of the Airbnb enjoying the sunset and hearing his stories. The fact I'll be able to share that interview with my siblings, my nieces and nephews, and potentially future family in the years to come, memories that otherwise might have been lost, will always be something I appreciate. All in all, it was a great trip. Thanks for watching.